In order to fill the needs of the vast interstellar empire of Frank Herbert's universe, the mechanism of space folding is heavily relied upon. This form of faster-than-light travel enables spaceships to traverse astronomical distances instantaneously and has proven crucial in shaping its social, economic, and political dynamics. In this video, I'd like to discuss the fascinating concept of space folding as it is presented in the Dune legendarium. Spoiler warning if you are unfamiliar with Frank Herbert's Dune. Space folding, as described in Dune, primarily relies on the Holtzman effect, a theoretical construct which posits that certain conditions can distort space-time, creating a direct link between two distinct points, thereby allowing for instantaneous travel. Consequently, interstellar travel is not bound by the limitations of conventional propulsion methods and the speed of light. The safe and effective use of technology to fold space was monopolized for thousands of years by the Spacing Guild, an institution that dominated space travel in the Dune universe. Guild navigators, highly trained individuals with prescient abilities induced by consuming large amounts of the spice melange, use their powers to chart safe paths through the folded space. The prescience granted by the spice melange allows navigators to envision potential paths and outcomes, which mitigated the risks associated with FTL travel. In the early days of space folding, without the help of a navigator, there was a significant chance of a vessel's mysterious disappearance and total loss. Such risks were deemed unacceptable, leading to the Empire's reliance on navigators. These steersmen, however, are merely one factor involved in space folding, as specialized vessels, such as Guild highliners, are essential for this form of FTL travel. By means of their Holtzman engines, these vessels employ the Holtzman effect to fold space at the quantum level. This process requires the navigator's prescience, due in part to the seemingly unpredictable quantum nature of fold space. The Guild's monopoly on space folding was eventually disrupted by the advent of Ixian navigation machines following the fall of the Atreides Empire. These machines could navigate folded space safely, circumventing the need for human navigators. In time, the Ixian navigation machines supplanted Guild navigators as the principal means of fold space travel. From a real-world perspective, the theoretical groundwork for the space folding of a Guild highliner's Holtzman engines could very well resemble Miguel Alcubierre's 1994 proposal of the Alcubierre drive. The fundamental principle behind the Alcubierre drive is the creation of a warp bubble. In essence, this involves stretching the fabric of space-time in such a way that the space ahead of a spacecraft contracts, while the space behind it expands. The vessel is then situated inside this flat region of space-time. Within this warp bubble, the spacecraft is not technically moving. Instead, it is carried along by the shifting region of space-time. This approach is encapsulated in the Alcubierre metric, a mathematical model that describes this moving warp bubble within the broader framework of general relativity. Most importantly, this method does not violate the laws of relativity or the universal speed limit being the speed of light, because the spacecraft isn't actually moving faster than light in the local sense. Within the warp bubble, a beam of light would still outpace the spacecraft. However, because of the space-time distortion generated by the warp bubble, the spacecraft can reach its destination faster than light traveling outside the bubble. This occurs without conventional relativistic effects, such as time dilation, as the warp bubble provides an inertial reference frame for the spacecraft. Though this is currently thought of as one of the most practical methods of FTL travel, it would not likely be instantaneous, taking place from one heartbeat to the next, as described in the book Heretics of Dune. Rather, it would align with the descriptions found in earlier books regarding the highliner's traversal of literal pathways through the void. The different interpretations of space folding in the various adaptations of Frank Herbert's Dune highlight the flexibility of science fiction in representing these more abstract and complex concepts. The variances in these portrayals can be attributed to the unique creative choices of the directors, the technological advancements at the time of production, and the likely influence of other contemporary science fiction works. In the opening narration of David Lynch's 1984 adaptation of Dune, it is stated that the spice melange grants guild navigators the ability to fold space, and later in the film it even shows a navigator as he performs this task. This has led to a common misunderstanding about the role of navigators in space folding. While spice certainly enhances and enables the navigator's prescient abilities, allowing them to visualize and chart safe routes through the cosmos, it does not directly grant them the ability to fold space. As mentioned previously, the actual space folding is performed by Holtzman engines on the Guild's Highliner ships, not by the navigators themselves. As a result, it's more faithful to the source material to think of the Guild's steersmen as the pathfinders of space travel, rather than agents of space folding. One element that appears closer to the source material in Lynch's film, however, is that the space folding process results in instantaneous transition, with ships disappearing and reappearing in a different location. The 2000 Sci-Fi Channel miniseries presents space folding as a kind of wormhole journey. This depiction aligns with popular science fiction tropes of the time and possibly reflects a more literal interpretation of folding space, with one point moving to meet another through a created tunnel or wormhole. It's possible that this depiction could also have been influenced by the advancements in theoretical physics since the 1984 film, particularly the increased public awareness of concepts such as wormholes. In Denis Villeneuve's 2021 adaptation, the space folding process results in the Highliner acting as a sort of portal or stargate, another popular science fiction concept. Like David Lynch's 1984 film, this depiction deviates significantly from the source material. In Frank Herbert's first Dune novel, the Guild Highliner is said to be able to carry a massive number of transport vessels and frigates within its hold. All of the Atreides vessels would only be a small part of the Highliner's manifest. From this, it stands to reason that the Guild Highliner vessel would not merely serve as a portal device. Rather, the entire vessel would physically travel from one location to another, effectively transporting anything it contains within its giant hold. While they vary in their canonical accuracy, the different representations of space folding in each adaptation of Dune offer unique insights into possible interpretations of this complex concept. In the broader context of science fiction, the concept of space folding aligns with the tradition of fictitious drives for FTL travel. However, Herbert's unique contribution with the introduction of guild navigators adds the dimension of human prescience to an otherwise purely technological solution. Ultimately, while the concept of space folding in Dune is not entirely fleshed out, its existence contributes to a sense of realism in the story, grounding the far future setting in tangible scientific theories and principles, thus enhancing the reader's immersion in this compelling and intricate universe. But I'm curious to know what you think of the concept of space folding in Frank Herbert's Dune. Is there a particular on-screen depiction or real-world theory to explain this form of FTL travel that you prefer? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe for more Dune and other sci-fi and fantasy news and lore. Thank you all so much for your support, and as always, have a very nerdy day.